So you wanna be the king of games, but your matches all end the same. I've got just what you need. Feel free to SMD. Hey everybody, Joseph Rothschild here, aka MBT, back with another episode of SMD, the quick and dirty way for filthy net deckers to no-skill their way to the top of the Master Duel ladder. Today we're playing the only thing worth building from the new pack, Agents. But first, this video is sponsored by Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Deck. Looking for a place that anyone can upload Master Duel decks and get feedback from the community? Want to give opening Master Packs a try without spending real money? Want to know the gem cost of a deck before you start building? Then check out www.ygoprodeck.com. Now let's assess Agents. Agent is a structure deck archetype from Yu-Gi-Oh's yesteryear. These fairy monsters, mostly built around repeatedly setting the Sanctuary in the Sky and its guardians, were one of the top decks of 2012. Unfortunately, its legacy is haunted by, some creative drawing, we'll say. One of their power plays was the Agent of Creation Venus, which can summon up to 3 mystical shine balls from deck. For an engine with a 50% garnet ratio, let's just say the pilots didn't find their Venus and balls with the same frequency. It's once again back in the limelight because, like all the old structure decks, it is getting a retrain. Their new boss monster, Master Flare Hyperion, pairs nicely with an entire new suite of retrained agents. By making Hulk combos and powerful synchro boards, it can easily overwhelm decks unprepared to face a one-turn kill at the hands of some extremely beefy boys. This list, courtesy of Dzeeff, does not play Shineball shenanigans, eschewing them for Christia locks. Importantly though, you're not missing anything by waving bye-bye to your balls. The Venus retrain that makes the deck tick isn't in Master Duel yet. Small indie company, folks. So with that, let's get into the card by card. First up, Effect Veiler is part of a crossout package. Boo 10 is in here as a level 1 fairy tuner. Unfortunately, there is not a better one. We're playing 3 copies of the Agent of Life Neptune, which can be discarded to special an agent from your hand or graveyard, and if it's banished, can add a Sanctuary in the Sky from your deck to your hand. 3 Agent of Mystery Earth makes a triumphant return from its 2012 dominance. When this card is normal summoned, you can add an agent from your deck to your hand. Then if the Sanctuary in the Sky is on the field, you can add a Master Hyperion instead. We're playing 3 Maxi and 3 Diviner of the Herald, a great summon off of Fibrax, the 2-star tuner, plus the 8-star Hyperion or Majesty Hyperion makes Master Flare, but it's also a great normal summon for a reason I'll showcase later. We're playing 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, 3 Trickstar Korobane. You really want an additional fairy monster to start your plays. This or Protecting Spirit Logath both fit the bill, but Korobane's just a little bit worse. I'm playing it because I have a Royal. After that, we've got Christia, your finisher. 1 copy of Master Hyperion, still a really good card, especially going second and very available at all stages of the game. 2 copies of Majesty Hyperion. This deck's main combo goes through it once, and it is a hard garnet. If it is in your deck, you are fine. If it is not, you're going to have to get creative. That's why we're playing 2. And finally, 1 copy of Trias Hierarchica. This is usually your send off of Diviner of the Herald. It can then be summoned from the graveyard, tributing the Herald so you can trigger the Herald in order to summon from deck. After that, we've got 3 copies of the Sacred Waters. This card is fantastic. It allows you to activate a Sanctuary in the Sky directly from your deck, but by the time you find it, that will already be in the place. So you are able to add 1 monster that mentions the Sanctuary in the Sky from your deck to your hand, and then gain life points equal to the number of Hyperions and agent monsters you control. If only the time rules were in place, folks. We only need the 1 Sanctuary in the Sky, 2 Called by the Grave, 3 Crossout Designator, 2 Infinite Impermanence, and 1 Fallen Sanctuary. This is an additional negate, and it also sets a Sanctuary in the Sky or a spell trap that mentions it from your deck when it's activated, counts as Sanctuary in the Sky, and of course negates an opponent's monster's effect regardless of where the Sanctuary is. In the extra deck, we've got an Entis because we have the ability to bin from extra, a TG Wonder Magician, a Executor of the Underworld Pluto, a Baron de Fleur, a Sword Soul Supreme Sovereign. The stat line just ends up okay. We've got 2 Master Flare Hyperion, 1 Salamangreat Almirage. Frequently, you will link off an Agent of Mystery Earth to a Salamangreat Almirage, then use this copy of Agent of Life Neptune to bring it back. Since Earth is a tuner, you can then make Fibrax. We've got 1 copy of Phoenix, 1 copy of Protector of the Agents. Your normal going first combo goes into this card, and then allows you to send a monster that mentions Sanctuary in the Sky from your deck to the graveyard. Notably, it is Majesty Hyperion in this case. We've got 1 Nightmare Unicorn, 1 Celestial Knight Night Lord Parshath. This card is not particularly powerful, but it has a great effect, so you can send it for Master Flare to trigger it that way, 1 Selene Queen of the Master Magicians, and 1 Access Code Talker. So with that, let's jump into a game. Our match takes place in Platinum, so as a result, I cannot guarantee that it is good at all. Our opponent is playing Witchcrafter, a deck that I would not subject my worst enemy to play with or against. We've opened fantastically. You can see we have both the Agent of Mystery Earth and Protecting Spirit Logeth. You really want to find one apiece of these cards. They're going to begin with a copy of Pot of Prosperity for 6, finding off the top. Okay, Reasoning. Now, unfortunately, because all of the Witchcrafters are different levels, there's not a good one for Reasoning. I figured that I really don't want to see any of the 4s, and I immediately see a 3. No big deal, just happy they didn't mill a lot of spells. They're going to mill a, I believe, Creation from hand along with the Pittore to make Witchcrafter Madame Fair from deck. Then LAO for Grass Looks Greener. My god. They're going to fire off that Grass Looks Greener. We don't have an Ash, so let's see the damage, and it's actually not that bad at all. Aside from a Magician's Restage, we are in the clear. They're going to fire off this copy of Right Hand, which negates spell cards, and I'm thinking to myself, boy, good thing they don't know I have an Infinite Impermanence in my grip. Now, they are going to be able to add an Aruru from their graveyard back to their hand, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem. We'll go ahead and draw for turn, and let's see what we get off the top after they add both of the Witchcrafter spells in their graveyard back to their hand. Can't believe they only found 2 off that copy of Grass. We'll draw for turn, and what do you know, it is, of course, a maxi 6th card every time. We'll begin with a copy of Infinite Impermanence to negate our opponent's monster's effect, then we will go for the Agent of Mystery Earth to get ourselves a copy of the Agent of Life Neptune. From here, we can summon the Protecting Spirit Logeth, which has a summon animation for some reason, then activate its effect, switching the position of my Agent of Mystery Earth and banishing the Vare. From here, we can go into the Protector of the Agent's Moon. We're going to activate the effect in order to send from deck to graveyard a Majesty Flare Hyperion, then use the Neptune we searched in order to bring back this copy of Earth. From here, we can banish this copy of Neptune in order to bring back Majesty Hyperion, and then add a Sanctuary in the Sky from the deck to the hand. Afterwards, we're going to Synchro Summon a copy of Master Flare Hyperion, and god, not only is this card fantastic, it has a beautiful animation. We'll activate the effect, sending the Celestial Lord Parshath, so it can now activate that effect, pitching the Effect Veiler in order to grab a Christia. And what do you know? That's 4! We'll summon the Christia, it'll trigger, and our opponent will concede. So we're back with the deck, and it's fine. It lacks the consistency of the top tiers and the explosivity of some of the latter pub stompers, but unlike those decks, it's fun. If you bought the new pack by accident before realizing Adventure wasn't in there, this is the deck for you.